Hi P4 students, welcome to Math 4 and welcome to Chapter 9, Multiplication and Division. In this video, you will learn 3 lessons. We have using place value to multiply 10 and 100. Lesson 2, using place value to divide by 10 and 100. Lesson 3, simplifying multiplication with the associative rule. Okay, P4, are you ready to learn these new lessons? Come on, let's get started. Look at this picture. We have here some children and 5 baskets of oranges. In each basket, it has 110 oranges. So how are you going to find the total number of oranges in all these 5 baskets? So if you know the answer, you can share that during our class. Let's start with lesson A, using place value to multiply by 10 and 100. Look at this number machine. IZ's number machine multiplies some numbers using a certain rule. She puts some number balls in and gets new numbers. So what do you think is the rule in her number machine? So if you know the answer, share that during our class. I have here another problem. Let's multiply some whole numbers by 10. A store has 125 boxes of bottled drinks. There are 10 bottles in each box. So how many bottles are there altogether? So we'll just simply multiply 125 times 10. So when we multiply a number by 10, all the digits move one place to the left. So if our 5 here is in the ones place, it will move to the left one time. So from ones, it will become to 10. So it will become 50. Our 20 here, which is 2 or 2 tens, it will become now 200. Our one digit here, which is in hundreds place, it will be placed now in thousands. Therefore, if we multiply 125 times 10, it becomes 1,250. So there are 1,250 bottles altogether. Now, let's do multiplying whole numbers by 100. In a whole, there are 4 rows of chairs. There are 100 chairs in each row. So how many chairs are there altogether? So if we multiply a whole number by 100 children, we can multiply that by 10 2 times. So 4 times 10, then times 10 again. So 4 times 10 is 40, then 40 times 10 is 400. So therefore, 4 times 10 is equal to 400. Or we can use, again, using the place value chart. So when we multiply a number by 100, all the digits move to places to the left. So 4 is in ones place, move 2 places to the left, it becomes 400. And we fill up the gaps here or the empty here with zeros. Therefore, 4 times 100 equals 400. So there are 400 chairs altogether. Now let's move on to lesson B, using place value to divide by 10 and 100. So look at this problem here. Joey collected 90 eggs from a farm. He puts the eggs equally into egg trays of 30. So how many trays are there? So he will going to divide the 90 eggs into a trays of 30. So one tray consists of 30 eggs. So as you can see, there are 3 trays of eggs. How about if Joey collects 3,000 eggs in 1 week? If he puts the eggs equally into trays of 30, how many trays will he need? So you can use a base 10 blocks to help you. Okay, now I have here a problem. A printer prints 2,000 pages in 1 hour. Every 10 pages will be stapled into a booklet. How many booklets will be produced by the printer in 1 hour? Take a look here. So 2,000 we divide by 10. it becomes 200. What have you observed, children, here? Our 2000, observe here, our 2000, it has 10, the red one, and it becomes 10 has 10, then the answer is 200. So we just omit or delete 10 from the 2000 and it becomes 200. When we are going to use a place value chart, take a look. When we divide a number by 10, all the digits move one place to the right. So this is the opposite of multiplication. The digits become 10 times as small in value. So from 2000, the 2 here, which is in thousands place, it will move into 100. So it becomes 200. Since they all are zeros, so the 0 in hundreds become tens. The 0 in tens becomes ones. Therefore, the answer is 200. So the printer produces 200 booklets in 1 hour. Another problem, dividing whole numbers by 100. A toy factory has to assemble 11,000 of toys. If it assembles 100 per day, how many days would it take the factory to assemble all the toys? So we will divide 11,000 divided by 100. Just like multiplication, we can break it down. So we can divide 11,000 by 10 first, then by 10 again. As you observe again, from 11,000, we delete or omit 10 if we divide by 10. So it becomes now 1,100. Then divide again by 10. 1,100 divided by 10, it becomes 110. Therefore, the answer is 110. Using our place value chart, when we divide a number by 100, all the digits will be moved to places to the right. The digit becomes 100 times as small in value. If our 1 here is in a 10,000s place, if we move to the right 2 places, so from 1,000, it becomes 100. The 1,000 here becomes 10. The 0 here in hundreds become ones. Therefore, it becomes 110. So 11,000 divided by 100 equals 110. So it would take the factory 110 days to assemble all the toys. Okay, I have here some problem. Problem 1, Ron took 360 photos in 10 days. How many photos did he take each day? 2. James plants 3,400 seeds in rows of 100. How many complete rows does he plant? So, share your answer, children, and try to look for the answers. Now, let's go to lesson C, simplifying multiplications with the use of associative rule. So, take a look here. How many counters are there in each row? How many rows are there? And what is the total number of counters? Try to look for the answers. Okay. How can you arrange, children, 24 cubes in 2 different ways? Example, we can arrange 24 cubes in 2 rows, right? So in 1 row, it has 12 cubes. Okay? Now it's your turn to find ways to arrange 24 cubes. Okay, I have here a problem. How many sweets do they have all together? 8 children each have 2 packs of sweets. There are 5 sweets in each pack. How many sweets do they have all together? So remember, 8 children. So Ralph finds the total number of packs of sweets they have first in this method. He multiplies 8 times 2. So the total number of packs of sweets is 16. So the 8 is 8 children times 2. So there are 16. Then multiply by 5, 80. So that is another way. Another way to solve this is by multiplying. Take a look. IC finds the total number of sweets each person has first in this method. He multiplies first. Each person has 10 sweets. The 2 times 5. So 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So each person then has 10 sweets multiplied by 8 because there are 8 people or 8 persons, so 80. So this is what we call associative rule. We can use the associative rule to group and multiply three numbers in any way. So before, if we have three numbers to multiply, just like 8 times 2 times 5, you can multiply 8 times 2 first, then times 5. Or if it is easier for you to multiply 2 times 5 first, then you can do that 10 times 8. The answer still the same. Another problem, children. How many buttons does Mr. Hakim buy altogether? Take a look. Mr. Hakim buys 5 packs of buttons. Each pack has 24 buttons. How many buttons does he buy altogether? So in this problem, we can use the associative rule to break down 24 into two smaller factors. So instead of using 24 times 5, we break down 24 and that is 8 times 3. We multiply first the 3 times 5 and that is 15. So 8 times 15 is 120. Another method is still the same but we exchange the 3 and 8. So 3 times 8 times 5. So 8 times 5 first 40, then 40 times 3 is 120. So the answer is still the same. Therefore, there are 120 buttons altogether. So Mr. Hakim buys 120 buttons altogether. Okay, P4, that's all about lesson 1. Using place value to multiply 10 and 100. Lesson 2, using place value to divide by 10 and 100. And lesson 3, simplifying multiplication with the associative rule. I will discuss more about this lesson during our class. Thank you for watching, children, and I hope that you learned a lot in this video. Always remember to stay safe and healthy. God bless everyone and enjoy the rest of the day.